First fairy tale chapter in New Year, 517, going on into 2017 is probably the last thing I'm going to mention. But right now, this chapter kind of has a bit of mixed feelings going on between it. There's some pretty good stuff going on in it, along with some pretty bad stuff alongside of it. And right now, let's take a look at this bad stuff at first. I mean, oh my god. So the main bad thing about this is just like the same thing that left off with chapter 516, and that is Eileen Belserion pretty much having to retreat into a new body. I mean, she was cornered by Erza and Wendy, and she pretty much just kind of lost her mind. Like I said, she was prideful, she has a big ego, and she was pretty much the strongest, kind of second strongest in command of the Alvarez Empire, for second hand to Zareth, kind of, along with August. So she has some pretty big shoes to fill, or not exactly fill, but she has some pretty big boots on. Let's just say that. She rearranged an entire continent. She stood toe to toe, well, not toe to toe, but pretty much got in the face of the biggest badass in the fairy tale world, freaking Acnologia. She stood up against him, told him he ain't shit, talks back to Zareth, the main villain of this story, and she gets backed into a corner by Erza, who has been battle worn down, Wendy, who has been done the same. She got worn down by those, and that's just kind of thing that's just really kind of messing with the fairy tale crazy epicness right now. That's one of the main things messing with it right now. Like the Spriggan 12, just like Rocky, the last 3 Spriggans actually meant something. Got blown out of his ass. Looks like Irene is going to be blown out of her ass. And that is just leaving August, who honestly looks like he's still standing his ground unless he's still fighting Jalal and they pull something out of their ass and beat him with one punch. That is something that's really messing with this right now. Eileen, the first Dragon Slayer, turning into a dragon, turning back into a human thanks to Zareth. 400 years worth of magic at her knowledge, and she's being taken down and beaten, dragged into a corner by Eileen and by Erza and Wendy. That is, oh boy, that is kind of sucky right now, because she's being built up as such an amazing, awesome, powerful character. She had a great backstory to her, great drive, and honestly just kind of just like throwing it out the window, like, okay, I have this body, I have all this magic at my disposal, but just because you two hurt me, I'm going to put myself into a new younger body. I mean, we all know that when she turned the dragon back into a human form again, she wasn't exactly human. She didn't have human feelings, tastes, all these other senses that a normal human has, so she desired a new body, yes. She tried going to Erza, but that didn't happen, so she pretty much tossed her aside. But now that Wendy's there, and they're both enchantress and have a connection, unlike Eileen and Erza, even though they share a blood relation, that didn't possibly work out for her. So like I said, she's going to Wendy just because they're both enchantresses. If she saw Wendy as a potential candidate and saying, you know what, we're both enchantresses, I'm going to use you because I want to, instead of having a duke out and getting one hit landed on her and saying, you're an enchantress, I can go into you. That is what the difference would have been. It would have been better if she chose Wendy out of her own volition, out of her own need or want to actually say, hey, I'm going to use this body now, instead of, I'm backed in a corner, oh my god, you're an enchantress, I'm going to use your body. That right there is just, okay, how do I put this? Degrading her character in a sense. That was the main issue I really had with these last 2 chapters. Now the fighting and everything going on around it, the reasoning behind it, it's all pretty dope. I mean, no lie, there's awesome fighting going on between these 3. Awesome information was being told about Eileen, a little bit of Erza's past. We saw some great teamwork between Erza and Wendy. And so, honestly, up to those points, if Eileen hadn't been backed into a corner right now, like I keep on saying, I'm sorry, but that is just like one of the main things messing with Eileen's character right now. At this moment, hopefully maybe she'll redeem herself. But the way Fairy Tail likes to do things, the way Hiro Mashima likes to do things, it's just, it might not work out that way. One of the high points of this chapter, though, one of the things that really made me kind of have some excitement and some happiness, was seeing a little bit of Wendy's character development, if you could call it that. I mean, I'll call it Wendy's character development, because we see her, we always saw her as this weak little child, and us, of course, all the way through the series, we saw her grow into an empowering person, someone who can hold her own. Just especially with seeing these last few chapters, within this last arc, she's able to stand her ground in a fight and pretty much just be a badass along with the rest of the Fairy Tail Guild. But seeing flashbacks and seeing how, she's come so far as a Fairy Tail member. She's really made herself part of the family, made everyone feel like she was part of the family. Everyone was around her. I mean, her and Urza's bond. We see a little bit of growth in that within the flashback. Now, you know, she's part of Fairy Tail, we're part of Fairy Tail. I'm going to protect you as best as I can, just like she did in this chapter, which was honestly kind of a good thing. I want to talk about it again, but at the same time, again, Wendy's character development was one of the better things in this chapter. Now we see her. Okay, so should we see a struggle? Kind of. She said that she struggled to kind of do the thing that Eileen did and pretty much force herself into Wendy's body, and Wendy forcing herself into Eileen's body. Now, I thought with Eileen taking Wendy's body, there might be two kind of psyches in there fighting over for control of it, but that wasn't the case because Eileen pretty much said, okay, I pretty much shoved her aside, it's just me. But that wasn't the case, since somewhere along the way, Wendy took over Eileen's body. And right now, this kind of shows a little bit of her growth. I mean, as they're both enchantresses, I'm pretty sure Wendy found some sort of connection at the same time and pretty much found her own way maybe to possess Eileen's body, which was just a vessel at the point, so it might have been a little bit easier to take over, especially at her power level. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, okay, hopefully there's a better explanation for that, but at the same time, there just might not be. And honestly, with Eileen taking over Wendy's body, I feel like it could have been drug out a little bit more, because right now it just took one chapter for Eileen to be pushed out of Wendy's body, because Wendy just pretty much reversed that shit again right after she got into Eileen's body. I mean, Eileen, sure, she had a lot of power, but that was kind of inside her own body. We see that when she went into Wendy's body, that Wendy's current power level, that's pretty much what she could use. She could use what was there to begin with. And since Wendy went back to Eileen's body to begin with, she had all that magic power with her. And even though Wendy's body was still pretty powerful, I mean, she wasn't as powerful beyond Eileen's scale, but Eileen still recognized her being more powerful than she originally thought. So honestly, with Wendy being in Eileen's body, she had more power against her original body, so it made it easier to switch back and forth. And we saw a little bit of a kind of a Goku versus Captain Ginyu thing, where pretty much Eileen pretty much like damages Wendy's original body since she knows she's gonna get pulled out of there. But Wendy pretty much says, you know what, these scars are who I am. It reminds me that I'm from Fairy Tail. I fought for Fairy Tail. These scars are for Fairy Tail, and even if you do that, I don't mind. I want my body back, because that is who I am, and that is the part of the guild I am from. So some awesome Wendy stuff right there, and we don't really get to see her much in the spotlight. But that right there, whew, that was pretty good. That was good stuff. And of course, here Masha throws in some of the boob jokes again. She's like, oh, these breasts are cute, small. Yeah, oh man, these breasts are huge. Oh man, at least know what they feel like now. And pretty much just tosses that in there just for comedic relief of kind of the serious battle that we won. While there still has been fan service the last few chapters, this one just felt like actual comedy to me. I mean, sure, there's a lot of stuff that's just tossed in there, just like, oh, okay. Alright. But this kind of honestly just had a real comedic feel to it, and it actually added to the chapter. Well, for me at least. I know there's people like, a boob joke, but I don't know, that's just me. It's like actually felt comedic, like I said. Now for the future of Eileen, I believe, oh shit, battery. I believe that she is gonna be KO'd within the next chapter, honestly. I hope it doesn't, but we just might. I mean, Urza's pretty much geared up, revved up, ready to go again, and pretty much take out Eileen. But that remains to be seen. There's still stuff with Natsu that hopefully we get to see later in the chapter. But anyway, awesome stuff with the fighting. I love the fighting. The Eileen kind of doing her thing, just degrading her own character. Wendy seeing her character development. Awesome stuff. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, and this is Nigel Asakura signing out. Later.